Yes.
Call the Wheaton board meeting for Tuesday, January 14th, 2020 to order. Pledge of allegiance, rise and say the pledge of allegiance and hold us on. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Laura Hayden.
Here.
Bud Beckwith. Wayne Miller.
Here.
Alice Drosky.
Here.
Ken Books.
Here.
Mark Laskowski.
Here. Approval of the agenda.
Make a motion that we approve the Tuesday, January 14th, 2020 agenda.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded to approve the agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So first thing, we got the clerk's report, but let's get this taken care of. This doesn't have to be on the agenda. This is just the business for the names of the people on the. You got it?
I've got slips in here, yeah.
Okay, you got, that's all.
Yeah.
Let's draw that, so it'll be the names for the people.
So, Ken, go ahead.
Who wins 100,000?
This will be for the order of the names on the ballot.
So Bob Swirsky's up first. Alice Drosky is next. And Scott Schmidt will be the third person on the ballot.
That's the order they're gonna be placed on the ballot.
Who was the third?
Scott.
Scott. Right behind you there.
So that's the order they're gonna be placed on the ballot. Okay, so now we'll get into the clerk's report. Minutes. Any corrections, additions, corrections to the minutes?
I'll make a motion that we approve the Tuesday, December 10th, 2019 board meeting minutes.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the meeting minutes. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carried. Check register, is that running around here?
Yeah.
Signing it? Do you have
I
any
got,
questions?
yes, I do.
Okay.
We got checks at, we got 1.5, $1,522,552.78 in checks written. And we got $628,848.15 in deposits. We got a difference of $893 and $893,704.63 difference. Why is that? Can anybody explain that?
So I was, Patty from Chippewa County asked me to get all of the numbers for for the taxes coming in December. So I went through everything I took, even like the couple I got after December 31st that were still, like the postmark was for December 31st. So all of those deposits will be on the January report.
Shouldn't they have been on the Decembers though?
But I didn't get them till like the 2nd, 3rd, 4th of January. But because they were postmarked for the 31st, they were for December.
Okay, so are they deposited now, Laura?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got money in there for any checks that's gonna be
Yep.
written?
Yep.
Cause don't the towns gotta write checks to the different places, the school districts and stuff?
Well, yeah, and that should be, are them on there?
Those are on there.
Yeah, them are on
Okay,
there
that's
right
part
now.
of that 1.5?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
1.5.
Okay. Should that be made, have it so it's deposited at the end of every month instead of after the first?
Well, that should be so that report is for December through December 31st. The deposits is what that is.
Right.
And then the expenditures are through checks that we signed just a day or two ago. 14th.
Okay,
So, I don't know, because your report is through the end of the month, or
Mine?
beginning.
Yes,
right,
yeah, mine, I just did mine through through the 31st of December.
Right. So then that report is through the 14th, Scott?
Yes, today's date.
We've had over $1 million deposited since by
Okay.
the end of last month, so.
it's just the first time I ever seen that big of a minus
Yeah.
on there, you know? And I was wondering what was the scoop on that, so. Okay, I guess, and we gotta sign this, everybody, right?
Yep.
Pass it this way, see if they wanna sign it. Okay, thanks for explaining that.
Yeah, check that. Okay. All right, so check register is okay, everybody's okay with the checks that were written? These were quite a few, the county treasurer, Chippewa Falls School, Tech School, Eau Claire School District, Elk Mountain School District. Them are all pretty good sized checks in the Chippewa District. That's on here, so. It's the bulk of what we gotta pay for the year, actually, but we always have to pay that by the 15th, I think.
Yeah, the second settlement will be due by the 20th of January, or 20th of February.
Okay, so, check register is signed now. Okay, public comments. Got some? Go ahead.
You have to go to the podium, please.
Just say your name and your address.
I am Brad White, 3847 40th Street. Truck traffic on our road, our new road, has been just outrageous. Last night, there was a big fully lit up dump truck that went through. During the week, there was the Menards Ultra Deck. I mean, just all kinds of trucks, and they aren't husbandry trucks. They're coming from Midwest manufacturing, and some of them jake braking, you know, because we have the stop sign right close to Highway 29. That's aggravating, but it's the traffic, and I'm outside 90% of the time, and I just raise my hands. They don't even look at that no truck route sign, either way, down by the clock shop or next to 29. And our roads are not gonna last with all that heavy traffic. Even the other day, a Haas truck, which they don't come by very often at all, they went by, the big tractor trailer. You know, it's just so many a day, anywhere from probably 5 at the minimum to 12 or 13 or 14 of them, of what I see and hear. Like I was telling Mark, as I was going down to my garage to open up the door, just the tractor went by tonight and went up 29 for a mile up to F and over, then went north. And I don't know if that's, you know, I've called the state patrol before, left a message with Sergeant so-and-so and stuff, but you never see any action going on there. If they could sit out there somehow on,
Yeah, but what are they gonna get them for?
well,
That it says no truck route? Is that what you're, I mean,
yeah, that, and if they did, they can't do anything about that?
that's not,
Because I thought there was a fine
no.
for,
Only
That's-
when there's a wait.
I don't wanna
line.
really,
and,
I'd rather
and then
not
if they did stop.
say it in public, but it's,
So,
but
the weight-
it's actually public information, but them signs, them are
They
not
don't mean
enforceable.
nothing, okay, well, then.
They're put up there to
Get the
discourage people,
Yeah, to get the people that have any,
correct.
yes.
The only way that we can ban that road, or stop trucks from going on the road legally, is to put a weight limit on it. Now, the problem with putting a weight limit on it is that everybody has to follow it, and that includes the town, which means we can't load a truck and drive down the road and plow it,
Really?
because it has to follow the weight limit,
Really?
period. That's why we did what we did with them signs, that's why them signs were done like that. You gotta put weight limits to stop trucks from going on the roads. You gotta classify them a lower level of road, and that means that we have to follow that law too. And
But
now,
that should be like husbandry, I mean, you know, your snow plows
No.
and your,
see, cause what we do in the spring, when the road,
Yeah.
in the spring, we put road bans on, and that is a weight limit. And that means that the fire trucks can't go on it. No, we can for emergency use, but we'd have a hard time getting out of the station with them trucks with that road ban. So, it's really, it's a bit of a problem. I know what you're saying. We may have to put up more signs, or bigger signs.
or bigger, or,
Yeah, we might be able to do that where people will
Bigger.
pay attention.
Bigger sign.
Can we possibly try putting some flags on them? Put
could.
double flags? Maybe
We
that
could.
enough to
The
get their
problem
attention?
we're having, one of the problems we're
Did
having
you-
is on 50th Street. We've got a no truck sign, no truck, what does it say? It says no truck route. And we've got one there, and I've had reports that some of these trucks will come and turn to get on 50th Street, because that's what the GPS says, to get to Midwest or whatever. Turn on 50th Street, and they turn on 50th Street and they see that sign, and they stop and they back out onto Highway 29.
Jeez.
Now, we don't want that happening. I don't know the answer to how to get that one resolved without putting a sign out on the 29, and in order to do that, I have to get approval from the state highway department, and they aren't going to approve it. The county would, but the state will not let me put a sign out there on 29. So really, I know back several years ago, John Menard talked to the shipping down there and told them, quit going. That's why we made 10th Street, built it up, so go to T like you're supposed to. And that worked for a long time, but, I think there's different drivers now, and I don't know if we have to do something about that, or what we need to do. I really don't know. I'll look into it, Brad. I didn't know it was getting that bad again. Walt always kept me
yeah.
informed about it.
Well, like I
How
say,
much-
I'm out all the time, and our house is
Yeah.
up
Sure.
on a hill, so I see it all,
Yeah, yeah.
And I just shake my head, why can't they read that?
Yeah, and I don't know why they won't.
I thought it was legal, a
No,
legal sign.
that's not an enforceable sign. That's not a way of that to enforce, that the police can enforce. That's why they don't, because they can't. They can enforce they could enforce a weight limit, but even then you have to get somebody with scales to enforce it. And that's not easy to do, to get them guys to come from 94 or wherever to bring scales out there. And at this time of the year, they're not going to do that because it's cold out, and they don't wanna climb around in trucks when it's so cold, and it's not damaging the roads at this time of year.
Yeah.
Because the beds are frozen, but, so they're not going to wanna do that. It's a tough problem. I haven't had them signs worked for a little while, and then they slowly taper off, and maybe we can put flags on them or make them bigger signs and see if we can get people to, comply with what the wishes are. Cause they need to stay off that road. I mean, that there is, go to T, it's,
Because it really isn't, it's wider, granted, now, but,
yeah,
it's for,
Do
Yeah,
we
it's
have any
not-
flags available to us?
well, we can get that, that's not a problem.
Why don't we try the flags and see if that helps? you know, you can kinda keep an eye on it and let us know then, Brad. You know, if,
Flag
once
gets
they're up there.
stolen, but
Well,
And
but
they-
it might
they'll
be
in
enough.
somebody's dorm room.
They know they're there, they just aren't gonna obey the sign.
Okay, I just thought it was, I
A
thought
bigger,
it
a
was-
bigger sign. might
Yeah,
work.
yeah, I understand what,
Yeah.
because that's what I believed. I always thought them, oh, well, they can't, but when I checked into it, they, you know,
I thought it was a deal where they could,
find them
you know,
for.
pull them over because there's no truck route, and then if they were overweight and stuff, they'd find the living hell out of them, and they'd
Yeah.
quit, you know, driving it, but.
Yeah, I'll have to work on that a little bit, and I'll talk to Haas, if they're starting to run on that, Steve will stop
Yeah,
that.
that's,
He'll stop it
yeah,
if
they,
they're,
they really haven't.
I mean, they might have one, truck every once in a while that they just need to go there for whatever, but it's not gonna be, an often thing, I'm
Right,
sure.
they've been
He's
real
not
good,
gonna,
yeah, about that.
he's not gonna wanna have that kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
deal going on. And I don't think, even the trucks from Midwest Manufacturing, I think if we can get with the shipping and just talk to them a little bit, maybe reinforce that, you know, go on.
And I would imagine a lot of them, or most of them are out of towners or whatever, that,
You know, and they're pulling out their phone and it says, this is the way to get to Highway 29.
yeah, and if they can save 2 miles,
Right.
2 miles, yeah.
You're right, and that's, but really, they would be way better off if they went to T. It's a lot easier to turn, and, you know, it's just, the roads are better roads, and
Yeah.
at some point, you know, this spring, that road is going to be,
Soft.
road bans are going to be put on it, and then they are going to have some problems if they get on it. Then we will have the police after them if they run while it's, road bans are on, so. I'll take a look at it and talk to them a little bit again, Brad, so,
Thank you.
yeah. Anybody else? Anybody got anything? Okay, moving on, committee reports, treasurer's report. So, we've got, so this total right now is what, Laura? Tell me what the 1,390,000 is.
That is as of the end of December, that's, all of the balances minus any outstanding checks as of the 31st.
How much of that amount is taxes that we collected in December? Can you tell me what that is?
It's majority of the 643,000
$643,000 is what we,
as of December 31st, yep.
six,
So like I said before, I got a ton.
oh, okay, so that's this deposit,
Yeah, yep.
643, 457.86,
Yes,
that's the property taxes that we collected.
mostly, plus maybe a couple thousand worth of the dump deposits.
Okay. Tax, so 640, somewhere around that. Okay, so what did we have in the budget, Scott?
I don't remember.
What's that?
I'd have to check to see what our paperwork said. I'd have to look. I don't recall offhand.
Yeah, I wanna see what we actually have for that as the actual cash on hand at the end of the year without the tax. Do we have a copy of that someplace?
You want me to find it?
Yeah.
I can try to find it. Can we do it now?
Yeah, I need to know, I wanna know what that is. You wouldn't know where we would be able to. For. An old report, or this budget.
You talking from
That says budget.
the budget
summary.
report?
Here's
Here,
budget
here,
planning.
yeah, budget planning, what did we say we had for
Hang on, I'll get it out.
for the revenue? This might have it, Scott, this should.
Is that it?
So where is that, Scott? It'd be on, this is revenue, so it
You
should
want the
be at the
expensive or you want,
end of
yeah,
this.
you want this one?
Yeah, we don't, not expenditures, we want the,
So this is your carry over. So this is what we figured your carry over.
so so it looks like we only have 7, right? 750. Now, this number, that's with 80-some thousand out though, for, storm expenses.
That's true.
So that's another 100 right there. That's where the difference is. So we are within a few $1,000.
Yeah, we're probably like 85,000 now for storm expenses.
Yeah, so that's where that is. Cause it's off by 100,000, but it's not really because we didn't have them storm expenses in that budget at the time. We had no idea
Right,
what it
because
was.
until you guys transfer the money
Right.
to that line item.
Right.
the bills are gonna
That's-
fill it out.
That's how
Right.
much you've written out in checks so far for the storm damage?
Including labor
80,000?
costs, yeah.
Okay, so we're within $10,000 of that. That's what I wanted to know. Okay, we're good. I just wanted to know that because if we were actually $100,000 off, which it was looking to me like we were, but that's where it is. It's because
Storm.
if that was a problem, then we would have to be looking at changing some budget line items, but we don't have
We
to.
don't.
We're good.
We're all right.
We're good.
Good.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. That's what I wanted to see.
You got that submitted? Have you heard anything back yet?
No, I met with Dennis Brown and he said everything was in order and, we're waiting to hear back from the state. They had a person out on maternity leave or something, so.
Did you think it looked pretty good?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
I know you spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
well organized and, the detail was good, all the invoices submitted and, he didn't really anticipate any issues with it at all.
Okay.
That did not include that repair on that truck, did it?
No. But it did include, hours of usage for the town
Right,
equipment.
right. But not from the storm damage last year. I mean, the insurance is covering that. That's just a wash, is all that is.
Yeah, well, that wasn't something you could claim on the report anyway.
Right. Okay, that's right. Wanna make sure I have, because that was a significant amount of money too, but that's just that's an insurance claim that we got the check for, so we're good on that. Okay. Any other comments about the treasurer's report? If not, file it with the clerk. Fire board report.
Okay, the fire board met December 17th at Halley. And what was on the agenda, they thought they were having a lawyer come in and they were gonna go into closed session, but the lawyers didn't make it. And that was just to discuss what was going on, if anything, with Loopies. And so they moved right along. I mentioned to them how they wanted us to handle it, coming in, looking at some of that extra gear, the trucks. Did they want us to make an appointment to come see it, or what? Because I said the guys want to crawl underneath them and inspect them, and they said, well, okay. And they said, if it's an officer, they got a key to get in. And I said, well, we just want to do it right and have good feelings. And they said, well, if you want, just give the chief of that station a heads up that you'll be coming, or if he minds if you come at that time and date to look at them. And then I also brought up for them to think about what they kind of give us a figure of possibly of what they might want for the turnout gear, because it's customized fitted turnout gear. It's really not good to them. I mean, and if the price is right, we'll look at it. If it isn't right, we'll look at possibly getting new. And and I did, well, I'll cover that with the other local meeting, but basically that was it. It was a short meeting. It was kind of short and sweet, and that was
Okay.
the end of it.
Any questions? Moving on, Plan Commission report.
Wheaton Planning Commission met on January 7th, 2020. All the members were present. The new business was CUP, a conditional use permit renewal for Milestone Materials at the Menards Pit. The people are here tonight, so that'll be a big discussion, but what happened was Candy Anderson and Monarch Paving presented plans to allow the non-metallic mining activities in cells 1 through 6 and to allow a renewal of the non-metallic mine in the agricultural district. Members posed questions and we discussed the request. Motion made by Pierre C. Hayden to renew, and so it's going to move forward. Motion carried 6-0. And we discussed for the Wheaton comp plan to have an extra meeting. So we're going to have an extra meeting on Wednesday, February 19th, 2020 at 7 p.m. at the Wheaton Fire Station to continue discussions on the comp plan. And that will be posted on the website and all the appropriate postings. Then we reviewed a draft form for attendees who come before the Wheaton Planning Commission. Scott Morris presented a draft of that. We discussed it and we're going to continue to reform the form and discuss it again at our next meeting. Old business, Mr. Patrick Belfast from Cedar Corp was there. We looked at the Town of Wheaton Comprehensive Planning Public Opinion Report from 2019. There was just a clarification of a closing sentence of the agricultural and land use section on page 3 that we would like to see changed to make it a little bit clearer. And he, Mr. Belfast, would confer with the Survey Research Center to have the sentence rewritten to be less confusing. And we approved the draft and forwarded on to the town board, and that motion carried 7-0. And for our next agenda, we will have, for our next meeting, we're going to continue to work on the draft form for attendees who come before the Wheaton Planning Commission and Cedar Corp. Patrick Belfast will be there. We're going to continue working on the plan. We're going to look at the vision statement in Chapter 2, Issues and Opportunities. We adjourned at 8:48 p.m.
Any comments? All right, moving on, Wheaton Fire Department Committee report. So this will be for the committee to form the new fire department.
At our last town board meeting, we were gonna have originally I had set it up that we were trying to set up a meeting for January to meet with the people on the committee. I got 14 people total on the committee. I picked up all the people who were on the research committee. They wanted to see it through all the way, which was great, we thought. And I picked up a couple extra. One of them was Tom Piercy. He volunteered to be our financial consultant, which is great because there's going to be times we're going to need that. And then Paul Romanowski, he's thinking about joining the fire department. He's a mechanic for Haas, and he's a certified DOT inspector for him. And he'd like to be on as a mechanical consultant, which was great. We welcomed him too, both of the guys. And then, so we got a good crew. We got a list of names. I'm going to have Ken updated on the website and with the names of the people that are on that committee. So we know what it is, everybody that's on there. And can you bring this one up? We met, actually, when I sent out trying to organize a meeting in January, everybody said, great, they gave me which dates worked best for them. They turned around and they said, what's wrong with December? And I said, well, I thought because of the holidays, nobody would want to really get together. And about 80% of them did, so I said, okay. I called a meeting at December 19th at the fire station, and they had a real good turnout. I didn't want to dampen any spirits, and we had good spirits. And during that time, we made a list of mapping out which way we had to go, things that we had to get accomplished. You got that? Okay. Yeah, he's got most of it up there, or pretty much. And we did that on charts. Alice volunteered to be the secretary, which was great for us. It gives me more time to pay attention running the meetings and what we should be doing. She wrote on the charts as we went through them the different things we have to do, what type of fire department we want. There's like 4 different types that you can apply for, and Tom and I spoke about that earlier tonight. And Les Schaefer from Elk Mound, Adam Blaskowski and Brian Garrett's, and I don't know if anybody else was in on
Andrew
that.
and me.
Oh, you were on it too? Good.
Me and Andrew
Met with them Sunday, wasn't it?
Sunday morning.
And got the lowdown on that, which is great because that's moving forward. And we'll determine exactly which type we want on Thursday night, hopefully. Our meeting's this Thursday night at the fire station at 7. And then I had already had a signed contract with Eau Claire. We had that after we got that taken care of back in October. I did call Les Douglas, Lee Douglas from Chippewa Falls, the fire chief there. And he, because of the tornado and that, he said, well, let's just wait. We got the most important thing done. We got it approved till after the first of the year. And I had a real good conversation with him. And he's going to get the ball rolling on his end because he said he felt use the same contract as what they do for the other people they cover. It's a pretty simple contract, but he's just got to get it okayed, get it filled in and everything, and get it okayed by the committee or then the town council to be able to sign it and get us to sign it. So that ball is rolling, and we have a few other things. We'll just see what other things got going. We got it started, and that's the main thing. And so we're kind of a month ahead of where we thought we were going to be, which is great. I'm sure there's going to be some more things to add to our list of things we're going to have to accomplish. I did talk to them, and like I said, about coming over, looking at the fire equipment and crawling underneath them and checking them out and everything. So we'll get that ball going hopefully this next month. That go over and see if the extra equipment, if that's what they want, and then put together a bid or whatever. They gave us a list of what they had them appraised at as of October 2019. They're going to be a year older, and we'll let the guys decide what they think they want to pay for them or what's equal out there, and submit it to them then. So that'll handle that. One other thing that I was supposed to do is find out about, are we able, without having to have a board meeting, contact the lawyer
I'll take care.
with contacting him? Okay.
I call for
With
it.
any questions we have and that.
Right.
Okay, we can get a
Right,
hold of
he's
you and you
agreed to
can.
do it already. Summerfield from Bloomer.
He's okay.
Agreed to take it on. so.
Right. He was interested when he did our letter for us. He said he'd wait until we got to that point, and then he'd be more than willing to help us, so.
I'm gonna see if he can make it Thursday yet, but I don't know if he'll be able to.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be nice. I never thought of that, yeah. Add that to it. So, and then we gotta figure out what we're gonna do. Are we, for the hiring process, in hiring a chief, we're gonna have to get a chief to, are we gonna
Yeah, and I
appoint a
think
chief
We're
or?
gonna need legal advice on all of that stuff, too, to
Right.
make sure that all of that is done
Okay.
legally and
We should get legal advice first.
how that's all handled.
That'd be nice if he could make it then, and Thursday night. And other than that, that's about where that lies right now. I'm happy with this great start we got and the enthusiasm from the committee. And I thank the committee for volunteering their time and pursuing this. They all seem very interested in doing it, so. Is there any other questions from anybody? Okay. If there ever is, feel free to call me at any time. My number's on the website, and it's 100% open. If you'd like to attend the meeting, you're welcome to come too. The only time we might go into closed session is when we're gonna discuss, when it's financial or what we're gonna bid on trucks or whatever. And there's a reason for that, just so it isn't open until, and once it's taken care of, we'll be more than willing to share that with anybody.
All right.
Okay?
website updates, changes,
gotta-
additions.
You gotta go
board
back to the parks.
What's that? Oh, parks? What happened to the parks?
Town Parks
Did I
Commission.
missed that.
You jumped it.
Town parks, I did that a couple of times.
You've been doing
Move
that.
me down and next to the weather.
I suppose
I'm
just,
gonna put yours in bold.
All right, so Parks Commission met on December 30th. Meeting was called to order at 7. We received 3 bids in for the boat landing ramp portion, so we spent a decent amount of time reviewing those. We had some questions, whatnot, as with the bids, so that feedback has been sent back. We're hoping here in the month of January, we'll have all the Parks Commission's questions answered, whatnot, to be able to make a recommendation. And then from there, we would have to submit the permit application to the DNR for addressing the boat ramp. So, park expansion trail names. So we're still working on those. Always looking for feedback if people have them. So we're looking for roughly 8 to 10 trail names. And so right now, anything historical, whatnot, is something that's appealing, to the Parks Commission members as we try to kind of take some of the Wheaton history and kind of tie that in with the facilities that we have today. So, and then as far as new business,
Well, in that light though,
Yeah.
we've got, so our ball fields are
Yeah.
named after
3 of the
schools.
three of the schools that were
Schools that used to be in Wheaton, so for anybody looking for historical things and stuff,
Yep.
that's what the ball fields are, so
Yep.
it's kind of in that vein that
Yeah, and even in the in the ball field banners, one of the schools that's in there is the actual picture of the school that we got out of the archives as part of that. So those are some of the kind of the history things that we're trying to pull in as we look at naming it, and there's
there used to be a stagecoach line went through there.
Oh.
Right through the park, I mean, it did, it went through
Yep.
somewhere right there.
oh, did it
Well,
really?
we should find out what the state.
Not that long ago, I mean, it was a long time ago, but
Were you alive?
Was that before Pony Express?
Were you alive during that?
I didn't live here, I think it was. Anyway,
That was a good one.
but, so there are some things like that
Yeah.
may apply. If people can think of stuff that would be something to name trails and stuff up there, that'd be really
Yeah.
good.
so certainly open for that feedback.
Yeah.
On that. So, then new business. We discussed the sledding hill. So, we're fortunate enough. Dave from the Wheaton Night Riders came over with a smaller 5-foot groomer that runs on snowmobile and was able to groom the sledding hill. So that really kind of set it up. Before that, I've seen a lot of people using it. So. There's been kids utilizing it. I've seen people unloading snowmobiles and jumping on the snowmobile trail there. So, all the things that we kind of set out to have happen by doing that park expansion are coming together. So,
We really want to encourage people to use that, and if anybody knows, people want to go do that, get on the trail with your snowmobile there, get using that hill and everything. It's good to have people out there. It's just a good thing to have people moving around out there. So, and if any encouragement that anybody can do for people to use them facilities, do that. We'd like to have people take advantage of it.
Yep.
Is the ice skating rink open, or they closed it down because
Not,
of the warm weather?
not yet. The warm weather has not been faring so well for us. So, but it's supposed to get cold here, so hopefully we can continue to kind of layer some on and be able to get it opened up. But yeah, when it's warm, that doesn't help.
No, not at all.
But no, there's definite. I took my kids up there the one day, and there's another group of kids up there, and I just asked them. I'm like, well, what do you think of the sledding hill? And they said, oh, it's awesome. This is our 4th time up here. I was like, whoa, man, you guys are regulars. So, it's definitely there, and it's close. And then the last thing, we started working on the DNR recreational boating facilities grant application. So the new application is out. We were able to pull that down, and we just started to now kind of plug in that information. It'll take us. It's going to take us a couple months to get everything filled in. So it's about 6 pages of stuff that we have to fill out. Diagrams, all that good stuff. So, and then meeting was adjourned 8:33. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, January 28th.
Can I add something to my Wheaton fire report? I meant to do it. I forgot those papers tonight, and I was doing it off of memory. When I spoke with Lee Douglas, chief in Chippewa, he invited us again, extended the invitation that we could come in the committee or the town board and visit their facilities, and they'd be more than happy to show us the equipment they're going to be responding to us with. And they're proud of it, and they want to work with us 100% too. And so that invitation's open for us, and I said it probably won't be in January and maybe February, March, so. Just so you're aware of that too.
One other thing for the park, we did receive some park ornamentation gifts, so as part of that project. So we got our first picnic table, and then a donation towards a bench. So, and again, people are finding it. One came out of the newsletter that we sent out, and the other wasn't. So, they obviously got the information from the website and decided to do that. So, we've now added a couple bushes, some trees. We'll have our first picnic table, a bench. So things are, I think it's given people an opportunity, if they to do those types of things that they feel connected with. So.
Right. That's good. And once it starts, the word gets out, and it'll come around.
Okay. Anything else from anybody? All right, moving on, old business. I didn't miss something though, did I?
Yeah,
Did
you missed website updates.
He did ask him.
I did ask.
Oh,
but-
well, that ties in with what I got to say
Okay.
about
Okay,
groundwater.
web update.
Oh, that has to do with the groundwater issue. We've added
Yeah.
something more to groundwater here. I'd like everyone to know that. State legislature has introduced a $10 million plan Wednesday, January 8th, 2020 to reduce bacteria and nitrates, lead, and long-lasting chemicals in Wisconsin's groundwater. And Evers released this on the same day. He released this here on January 8th, 2020. There's a lot of good information here. It's 16 pages long, and it's available on our website. Another thing about if you want to have your water tested, it's got good maps on it about the state of Wisconsin. So there you go. Lead, nitrates. So I've made that, Ken made that resource available for me so that it's on our website. They also are going to look at helping farmers with state funding to reduce levels of nitrogen used in their growing season for crops. And they're also going to try to provide some money for wells, their people to construct them to make their water safer. But a lot of this is concentrated in southern Wisconsin where they're having a lot of problems. That's all I have to say about that. But this is available again to the Wheaton residents on our website.
The only other website updates we had, on the website there is the Wheaton Fire Department Committee, so it's listed under. Just give it a second here. It's thinking.
Government, isn't it?
But it's listed under departments, so we've added that on there for, and that lists those people's names. And then the other piece we did, so right here, Wheaton Fire Department Committee. And the other piece we added was the Wheaton tornado lost items. We just put that on the main page right out front, so make it a little bit easier for any of those people that were looking to find items to reclaim. So those were the updates for this last month.
Done a great job on that, Ken, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ken.
Thanks.
Anybody else, anybody in the audience have anything they'd like to see on that? If people have something, just let us know. We can do something with it, so.
One other piece I'm gonna try to see if we can figure out is on the main page, seeing if we can list like the upcoming meetings. So we have the calendar function that's in there, but seeing if we can kind of feed like one little section on the main page that'll show here's like the upcoming meetings for the next couple weeks. So I'm gonna see if we can figure that piece out.
Or for the month even.
Right. So
It'd be nice.
that would be something that I think people would find useful. They want, we do have the calendar function, but you gotta go look at the calendar. So.
Okay, we got the groundwater. Okay, so what we need is a motion to adjourn the closed session per 1985 1C, considering compensation and performance evaluation for town road employees.
I'll make the motion to adjourn to closed session.
I'll second it.
Motion's made and seconded, roll call.
Bud Beckwith, Wayne Miller,
Yes.
Al Ostrowski,
Yes.
Ken Books,
Yes.
Mark Blaskowski.
Yep. Motion carried, closed session.
I'll make a motion that we go back into open session.
I'll second it.
Okay, we're back in open session.
We have to do roll call on that?
No, we don't have to have a motion to go into open session, we're back in open session. Now we need a motion for the decisions made in the closed session.
I'll make a motion that we do another review in June of 2020 at a town board meeting, and that each in-town employee gets a 50-cent an hour raise.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to give the guys a 50-cent an hour raise and review everything in June again. Roll call.
Bud Beckwith, Wayne Miller,
Yes.
Al Ostrowski,
Yes.
Ken Books,
Yes.
Mark Blaskowski.
Yes. Motion carried. Review, discuss act on CUP renewal for Milestone Materials, Menards Pit. Go ahead.
My name's Caitlin Filkins. I'm here with Milestone Materials. We're just looking to renew our permit and adding cells 2 through 6 to the existing conditional use permit. The cells have always been in the reclamation plan. It's just simply adding it to the written verbiage.
Everyone's reviewed this information?
You want to go up to the aerial photo? It's the other way, Ken. It's like page 10, I think. There it is.
So what cells are being on there? Where's the cells that you're adding?
We're in cell 1 right now, and we're looking to add cells 2 through 6 along with renew our permit, and those cells are located just in this area. That's what's left of the pit. And they're already in the existing reclamation plan. It's just they were never put into the written permit.
Isn't the area on the upper left, that's part that's already been reclaimed, hasn't it? All
Yep,
of
this
this?
has been reclaimed.
Yep, that's all been done and reclaimed.
So it's the wooded area there?
Correct.
Want to move up that map just a little bit? Where's that neighbor across the road? Wasn't there some concern before that?
No, we never heard of any concerns on the planning commission.
Okay. I thought we did at one point.
I don't remember. Tom? He
Or
doesn't
was it
either.
at a town meeting?
I wasn't, I,
Not for
Where,
this
where
one,
would the neighbor be across
not for
Is
this.
there, is there one right across the
no,
road?
no, I don't
Okay.
think this is the
Then
right
this ain't
pit.
the one I'm
This isn't
thinking
the
of.
right pit, no.
You're thinking
Okay.
of a different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pit?
you're
Okay.
thinking of the one on 20th.
yeah.
Okay.
This is, we had no
All right, I
problem with
just,
this. We-
you know, I just,
Yeah, you're thinking of the one that, no.
because I know they said, you know, how close were they gonna come to the road, and they said, no, any closer than they
No,
were,
no,
and
no,
that's
no,
why,
that's, yeah,
I'm
that's the
just,
other.
I'm just questioning it, it's just something that was in my mind.
Yeah, that's-
I make a motion, we issue them the CUP.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded to approve the CUP renewal for Milestone Materials, Menards Pit. Roll call.
Bud Beckwith, Wayne Miller,
Yes.
Al Ostrowski.
Yes,
Ken Book,
Yes.
Mark Buskowski.
Yes. Motion carried.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
thank you for coming.
Review, discuss, act on finalizing Wheaton Town Comprehensive Planning Public Opinion Report 2019 from a draft to a final version.
I sent that to everybody. Did everybody have time to look at it? If we,
Have a good night.
If we finalize it tonight, I just need to let Mr. Bufest know, and then they'll take the word draft, and then it'll be just ready to go.
And I went through it, I have no problems with it.
Look
I
good to
went through
me.
Good. Good? Everybody good? Need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Motion made, seconded to approve the finalized version of the Comprehensive Plan Public Opinion Report 2019. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Holiday dinner for town employees. Are we doing that?
Yeah, I think
recommend that we do, and the town of Wheaton has been doing that since the 1960s.
I think it's a good idea,
I think it's great, I do too.
especially after everybody's effort they put into that Wheaton tornado. I mean, I think it's good for morale. I think people really stepped up in the town of Wheaton. All the town employees did.
Very much so.
Yeah, I would say that, you know, the volunteers,
Yeah.
the amount of effort that they put in,
Yep.
you know, far exceeds, you know, the little bit that they get for driving there. If we were compensating them for every hour that they get, we're getting a really good deal.
Yeah, sure are.
I mean, in all
Oh, yeah,
actuality.
for the volunteers, yes.
Okay, so then the question is, where do you wanna go? I asked last night at the town, at the fire meeting, at the fire,
What did they say?
What did they
fire
say?
department meeting. And they think that we should just keep rotating, and so the next rotation would be back to
River Inn?
River Inn.
That sounds great.
I think that's fair.
That's great.
Did
River
we
Inn.
do, was River Inn before Loopy's?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Loopy's was our last place, so River Inn. would
Well,
be-
yeah, we went to,
Yeah.
we went to
Albertville.
Albertville that one time because they were closed.
but,
Okay.
River Inn, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check. I
Yep.
didn't
Check and
it.
see what they say.
And see what day, and then I'll just have to let everybody know.
Are they closed on Mondays? Does anybody know?
No,
Where'd Lenny go?
they're open.
But she's closed before on Mondays.
Well, I just meant if she'd closed for the party, maybe she,
Yeah.
I don't know if she's.
She did.
Yeah,
She did before.
yeah. You wanna talk to her?
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
great.
She had real good
I'll go
food.
over there.
Oh, it's great.
I thought it was outstanding food.
Was.
Oh, yeah.
I think we do it
River
at Loopy's again. What I'd like to see is tell him what we'd like.
Yeah, oh, I agree.
Just don't say, what can you provide us? Say, this is what we'd like. Can you provide it?
Yeah, but, yeah, if we go to, and just keep rotating, and so that would be the next place on the list, would be River Inn. So I'll have to get a date. What I'm gonna try to do is get a Monday, and the second Monday of February is what I'm gonna try to get, because that's the fire department meeting date. And so.
February
usually-
8th. Oh, no, wait a minute. February 10th.
Yep, February 10th.
Yep.
So I'm gonna try to make that for February 10th.
Do you
Ken,
need,
can we put that, we can put that on, I could.
Yeah, we can put it on the calendar.
Put it on the calendar on the web.
do you need a motion on this?
Yeah, we'll need to make a motion to it.
Do you wanna put it on the website? We'll,
I think, or at
people-
least, we can at least, I can send an email to,
it's not a public event.
I can
Right,
send
it's
it,
not.
Yeah,
I can send it around to the planning commission.
yeah.
yeah,
Okay, let's do that.
Well, if it's the
Let's do
10th,
that.
I'll
Let me
have,
verify it.
Yes.
And I'll get it to all the board, you guys get it to the committees that
Yep.
it applies to, and we'll get it to the fire department. So-
Correct. I think that's a good idea.
And so Lenny and Matt, so,
Well, they've got emails. We can send it.
yep.
I'll make a
So-
motion then, the holiday dinners at the River Inn on February 10th, 2020, if that's when Mark can book it.
Yeah, okay.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to have the holiday dinner at the River Inn on the 10th, that we can swing that date. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
I,
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Public address system for town hall.
Well, now, that's just been a couple people who brought that to my attention, who said that they wish that they would come to the meetings if they could hear better in here.
Is there a problem back there? I know there isn't when I speak.
Well, not when I speak either.
That's
Roger,
what my
can you
wife
hear
keeps
us?
saying.
But the people that get up there, you don't hear them.
oh, when they speak,
Well, so you
Well,
can
I'm sure
hear
we
all
can
of us,
maybe
you just
hook
can't
that.
hear that?
maybe we can hook that into a mic or into a speaker. We should be able to probably do something like that.
Can we look at that?
A little amplifier.
When that was first put up, when I got up there to talk, I thought that was a speaker.
No,
And
that's only
It's only to
for,
record, now,
understand
I
that
know,
now.
I know.
Yeah, but, yeah, a lot of people get up there, you know, what are they saying, they can't hear them.
Yeah, because they're talking to us. Okay, well, that's a good idea, we can look into that.
Then we need to have something just right there.
Mhm.
And you can get a Bluetooth mic and a little Bluetooth speaker. Done. I see about $30.
is that
I
right?
agree,
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay, we'll get that taken care of. We'll do something for that as an improvement to the town hall, and
Mhm.
we don't have to have a bunch of board approval for something like that. 'cause
No,
it's gonna
no.
be so cheap,
Cheap.
so. Okay,
Talking about improvements, did you bring up about the cameras?
What about the cameras?
They're all done.
They're
They're done.
installed.
They're done, they're installed down here.
yeah.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
They've been running for a while.
But I mean, just so if
Yeah,
everybody
all
else
the
knows.
all the cameras are
just
on
look
here,
good.
so
Mhm.
we've got all the doors covered and everything is being
Were
watched
there four?
at this point.
Was it 4 or 3?
Four.
4, yeah.
And, yeah, we have we have the entrances all covered, and we've got it, it's good enough that we can get license plate numbers up, I think, so we're in pretty good shape with that.
Good.
Hiring constable, so Mark was supposed to, talk to Chris Eckrite,
Mark didn't.
but Mark didn't.
Bad Mark.
Shame on you. Well, why don't you, let's
Yeah, well,
table that until next month.
Yeah, we will.
Postpone it.
Postpone it till next month.
I'm putting a big check here so that I get
Trust me, next week you're gonna get a big check from Alice.
from a big email in bold.
Big bold
So-
letters.
Just a FYI, we do have a person that works for Chippewa County, Marty Folchek, lives on 26 as well, so.
Oh,
Yeah, and.
So, I
and
mean,
between
you know.
A couple of them guys, and
Yeah.
I don't know if Chris has the time anymore.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's all full-time for now, I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
and maybe if one's working, the other one isn't.
yeah,
You
they
know.
may be able to.
I don't know if they would, but I know that they,
Sure.
they,
Do you know that Anthony? I don't know his last
Relocated
name, but lives
into
here on
Wheaton.
that, Love Home, the A-frame, you know, in our subdivision.
Yeah, yeah, he's on
He's
the
also a Chippewa
Yeah.
County
Oh, yeah.
police officer, and he's
proposing, yeah.
like an on-call type, you know, but he's an officer.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
he would be interested.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
not living in that house right now, and they're renting while that house is getting redone, but they plan on coming back.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
and
know.
I've talked to him too,
Oh,
so,
okay,
yeah, I'll
so
get.
we'll put
I'll-
that back on
yeah,
there.
Yeah. Review act approvals for bartender licenses.
I issued 2 licenses the weekend before the last board meeting and wasn't able to get that on the agenda for December. There weren't any issues with the background checks. I recommend the board approves those licenses.
Motion?
I make a motion, we approve them.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the bartender licenses that have been properly vetted. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Set potential agenda items, board discussion.
Just through constable,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I think
What are we, how are we, okay, so your next plan commission, you're going to be verifying start getting it set up so that we have our public hearings for the comp plan organized, and, I mean, the plan,
of. Hopefully in
plan.
April, we're gonna have all that ready.
Right,
April.
okay,
Mhm.
okay, so that everybody knows
Mhm.
when we're gonna be going through all of that again, so, okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about a lot of that at that February special meeting
Okay, right,
with
right.
Patrick, and we're just gonna get a
I
jump
just wanna
start.
make sure that everybody knows that we're,
Oh, yes.
yeah, that because we do need to get moving on that.
We are.
Or we're going to run
We are.
I said a year and a half ago that we were gonna run out of time if we didn't get going, and I was told that it was, well, we don't need to do that. We're pushed up right to the end, so
Yep, by
I know how
April.
fast government moves.
Oh, yeah. They're moving
Not
pretty
that
good.
fast. I mean, it just takes a while to do all of that,
It
so.
does.
Next meeting, Tuesday, February 11th. Adjourn.
I'll
So
make a
moved.
motion to adjourn. Oh,
Ken gets credit.
second.
You're getting slow in your old age,
To adjourn,
Alice.
all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Bye.
Aye.
Opposed?